So, it looks like we're working with the Fractured Heart of Stathmore, episode 16 this time. Okay, so this was a really interesting session. Not a lot happened, but a lot happened. Some out-of-game feelings were told, and I believe they were remedied. But I won't get into the politics side of it. Alright, so with the death of Griffin, we had the meeting of an individual named Ander on the way back to the Lord Governor Corpter's mansion, or estate, excuse me. So he's a masked card duelist, and he challenges Alvaro, the witch hunter in the party, to a duel for some rare cards. It was taken under. I guess it was taken under that he was trying to rob him, but he just really wanted to duel. So Sigurd and Drusa pulled Ander to the side, and basically, like, you don't just go up and do that with the assumption of mugging. Sigurd really just pulled Drusa along for this one, and he attempted to punch him, to which Linton cast, I believe it was some spell, I don't remember, but it hurt both of them and it made their ears ring. I can't think today. So he cast that. Everyone's kind of pissed at each other, it seems, during this. Linton, Drusa, and Sigurd have this piss triangle. Ander is just like, well, I didn't really get that much hurt, and Linton gives a potion of healing to Ander. So Ander's like stalking behind them, and they eventually make it back to the estate, and Yanox meets them outside, asks them how everything went, tries to defuse the situation between Drusa and Sigurd and Ander. Not quite. So he takes Drusa and Sigurd to go inside to get healed. So that occurs, and they get healed, and Yanak is pushed down by a priestess of a religion known as, from a deity known as Lohoji. And that, if you guys are any of you are Devolver fans, I'm a big fan of Shadow Warrior, so I made a I actually made a deity based on the protagonist throughout and the side character from the 2013 reboot. So yeah, that happens, and I think it was Sigurd used command and said stop. Yet again, I think it was another nat 20 that told him to stop, just like the Displacer Beast. And Enoch's just like, let him go, don't hurt him. That's sort of just their thing. They're not very concerned about other people. So they go to the Gracchus Grill to kind of unwind and chill out. And Jacob and Quendel, the two nerds, if you will, take on Alvaro and Ander for their decks. So we have a nice little duelist thing going on. And first round, Quendel took on Ander, which was funny because Quendel was based on Biggins's persona, and I have him voice him as an NPC. He's basically a I don't want to say a slave, but he believes himself to be a plebeian to Jacob. I mean, because Jacob's so good at cards and whatever. Anyway, Ander rolls 3 20s during that game, and pretty much Alvaro obviously did something, but Ander pretty much won the game for them. And that D20 that Biggins was using was absolutely terrifying because it rolled several more 20s throughout the night. So while that's going on, Drusa and Sigurd are like trying out bard ranks. And Drusa found one that like increases her speed drastically. So she actually goes outside and starts like playing random things and makes nearly like 100 gold that night. So that was definitely interesting. Things start. Sigurd was, and then Sigurd was saying, like, after everyone came inside and was around the table, Enoch paid for, I think Enoch paid for everybody, I don't remember. Sigurd was like, okay, well, I don't know if I can continue with this group. I don't know if it's something that, because everyone's, I don't know if it was a trust thing or what, but he was saying, I can't, I need to get paid. And so Enoch says, tomorrow will be the big payoff. And it's like, well, I want to get, I might as well get like paid more or something for my troubles. And Enoch tells the party really the extent of why this weather experiment needed to get to Rotherhithe, and why the unveiling of tomorrow is so important. And it's because the goblin raids that killed Wendell's parents were to get the plans for this experiment, and that hits Wendell really hard. And also, they were also dealing, because of funding, they are actually dealing with the kingdom that Griffin had served under. So that's why Griffin's kingdom went under as well. So 2 players' lives, well, one former player character's life and a current one's life were ruined for a supposed betterment of mankind. So yeah, they oh no, that's right, Drusa paid for dinner, but they all get dinner afterward. Drusa pays because she just made a ton of money, and that hits the play. That I think that hit because I talked to Skip afterward, and he said he loved that. So I'm proud that a player loved that idea, that story concept, and so they all get dinner afterward, and Drusa pays, and there was actually a bar wench that they had met, that the party had met, the previous party, minus Sigurd and Drusa, had met previously when she was doing some things with Ash behind the counter, and Sigurd kind of takes a liking to this woman, even though Linton is like calling her, basically hinting that she's a whore, and Sigurd just doesn't seem to care about all that. He's like, can I get you a drink? And he actually buys the best room in the house for her. Really a interesting scene. And then I asked, okay, well, you invite her up to your room. What will you do? And then he typed it to me. Said, I'm going to make love to her and make her feel like a real woman. And that, to me, was really, like, a different side of Sigurd, because we saw him shove bread down people's throats and attack. But, I mean, granted, it was only the second session, I think, with the Phantom. But, I really like that. That was really a nice scene. And then he actually goes out and buys her a dress in the morning. From an individual that was taking the liking of the known D&D and voice actor, D&D writer and voice actor Matt Mercer. So yeah, and they all kind of that was pretty much the session. They all kind of wake up, and Enoch sets up for the grand reveal, and I can't wait to see what happens next session. I think hopefully that the news pulled everyone together, as well as other things. So we'll see. Thanks.